Welcome to this tutorial called ACDSee Mac Pro 3.0 Quick Overview. I hope that you took the time in regards to these tutorials to view the first video in regards to the ACDSee Mac Pro. That was the introduction video. In the introduction video, I described what the ACDSee Mac Pro is, a photo management system, and also I described how that program is laid out. So let's continue our journey in regards to ACDSee Mac Pro. I have installed it on my machine. I have added its icon down here on my dock, but if you have just installed and you haven't got to that point yet, you can go in to the Launchpad, and in the Launchpad, in my case here on the page number 4, I find the program. I can either start it from here or from the dock. In my case, I'll just start it from the dock. When the program comes up and you see the overview of the program, it should look familiar to you because it looks very much like the Finder on the Mac platform or the Windows Explorer on the Windows platform. Why? Because it is divided up in PANEs. In this case here, it has 3 PANEs. It has to be said when we're talking about Finder and Explorer, sometimes it starts up with only 2, and then you can always add a third one in both cases. In this thing here is that the left pane is called the Folders pane, the middle one is called the Files pane, and the right one is called the Organizing pane. So let's dive in and look a little bit more in detail what we can find in these 3 PANEs when it comes to the ACDSee Mac Pro. So let's pay our attention to the left column here, and that is the left pane. And the left pane is called the Folders pane, and in here you can see Favorites, Devices, Removable Volumes, Shared, and ACDSee 365. The Favorites says itself. If you have any folders on your local drive or other places, you can add them to your favorites up here because you visit them frequently and you're working for them. In regards to devices, is that your internal hard drive is the device, but you can have a computer where you have multiple internal hard drives. They will then be listed in here in called devices, things that is built into your computer or laptop. In regards to the removable volumes, these are like flash drives. It's like external hard drives that is connected to your computer via USB cable and so on. They will turn up here. In regards to shared, these can be shared folders on others' computer that they are shared over the network so that you can go in and see them and say, but I have a computer down in my office. There is a folder down there with images and pictures and I am sharing it. I can then see it in here. In regards to the ACDSee 365, it all relates to the cloud service that ACDSee is providing, and you can approach it from there. Then you have up here the button called Import. You can import photos from a camera directly. There are cameras that can be attached directly to your computer via USB cable. And I'm thinking here about like DV recorders that has internal hard drives where you can't take them out as a SSD drive or a USB. Then you have from mass storage devices, the SSD drives. So as soon as you have an SSD reader built into your laptop or computer, or you have an external SSD reader or flash card reader, because many times they come where you have 7 different kind of cards, and I'm thinking here about memory sticks like the SSD drive, like the memory sticks from Sony and so on. And they, as soon as you attach them or you plug them into your computer or the external device that is connected via USB, then they will turn up and you will then be able to import into a folder of your choosing. Then we have batch. Batch is these customizable predefined batches that's preset, and what you can do is that, let's say that you go in and say, but I want to adjust my timestamps to a certain date. Then you can go through hundreds of pictures in a few seconds where it goes in and adjust the timestamps or change the format. Many times when you come comes in from cameras, it has a specific format like GIF. Some of them have PNG, or they have the format called JPEG that is normal out there, and you want to convert it to other formats, then you can do so in a batch instead of going in individual and do so. Then you can copy in batches. You can go in and edit in batches. Let's say you have underexposed pictures with low lights and it's very dim, then you can go in and raise the contrast so that the pictures get more lively instead of being lame. And then we have move. You can move in batches, you can rename in batches, you can resize. That's also that many people use that where they need to either resize the pictures because when they want to upload them to clouds, then they have to have a certain size in regards to kilobyte or megabyte. And if you resize them, then you can cut down in these megabytes when you have pictures. Then you have set information, and I'm thinking here about the location, titles, headlines. I'm thinking here about royalty in regards to who owns them, where was it taken, any contact addresses, and so far and so on. So you can use that also in set devices. So that was the left pan, and you have all these. So the next we'll look at is the middle pan, the one that's called Files pan, or some call it Files List pan, but we'll go in and take a look at that. Let's look at the middle pan, the list or the file list pan. Here we have all our photos. There can also be subfolders, but here we have photos in this window here. If we want to, we can go in and list them. We can just click down here in the bottom. Here now I'm listing my photos. If I'm going in here and click, I'm seeing the thumbnails. What we also can do in here is that we can sort these pictures or photos. By going down here, you can sort them by size, type, modification date, and so on. Also, we all know that sometimes we're taking pictures upside down, or we take pictures where it's a building or it's out there in the horizontal part where we need more. We lean the camera down, and then when we come back, the pictures has to be rotated. We can do that down here in the lower. And then we have, so that if we have certain pictures and we want to show them to our loved ones or just to ourselves, which pictures did I take, I can very quickly, without generating and saving a slideshow, I can just mark all the pictures I want to see in a certain sequence and then simply just play them, and then they just come automatically. I don't have to sit and click with the mouse. Also, especially people in my age need the pictures a little bigger to see the details, and down here we can adjust the photos to smaller or bigger. Smaller, you can have more here in this pan. For me, I need them a little bigger so that I can see the details. You can do that down here to the right. Then also we have the quick search. It's a great tool. It's a very powerful tool. So you can find your pictures that you have worked with and that has gone through the ACDSee Mac Pro system here. Then it can remember it. It creates an index file, and then it can go in and look for them, and it's a very powerful tool. So the next we'll look at is the right pan, and that is called the organize pan. The last pan we'll take a look at is the right pan over here. It's called the Organize pan, and there is 5 different buttons over here, and the first one is called Organize. It is literally a filter where you can go in and filter on categories in regards to your pictures. You can categorize your pictures. You can go in and filter on ratings, filter on labels, your labels in regards to color codes and others. You can go in and filter on keywords. You can go in and filter on specific tags, and you can go in and filter on calendar in regards to when the picture was taken. You can go in here, for instance, and go in and say in 2013. I can see I have some pictures. If I go in and expand the filtering, then I can see here in December, August, June. If I go in under June, I go in on the 4th Tuesday in June. Here is a picture. If I go up here, just click December, I get the pictures that was taken in December, not a specific date. Then also what I can do here is that if I want to use these filters and I want to make them effective, I have to be able to go in and update my picture files with these information. It has just to be set here. Down here, if I want to see all my pictures again, I just collapse all these dates here and years, and you can see now all my pictures are coming back as soon as they are not expanded. So if I go up here under properties. Here I can add these information to my file. So if I say, okay, I have a picture file here, then I can go in and add titles, headlines, descriptions, keywords that you can filter on. In here I can also add who took the picture, his job titles, and contact information and address information. In regards to the image, I can go in and define where was the image taken or the picture taken. I can go in and give it a sublocation. I can even give it a city, province, and county, and so on. I can go in and look at status in regards to job identifications. I can go in and look at source, credit line, and copyright notice if you want that. But all this, if you add that to your pictures, you are then able to, when you go up under organize and you go in under keywords or specific tags and so on, you can go in and filter on that. Then you have three up here. These are very important. When you start up the ACDSee Mac Pro, you always start normally in what we call manage. That's the reason they call it a managed PANE. But here, if you press view, let's say you want to go in and view the pictures you have in a specific folder. You can see here, here's all the pictures in that folder listed down here on the line where you can see thumbnails. And then you can see here is the picture. You can rotate. You can go in and play them as a slideshow. You can go in and take them picture by picture. Or you can go in here also and expand the pictures so that you can zoom in and zoom out. There's also, if you want to see them in the original size, 1:1 actual size, you just click and this is the actual size of the picture. So here you can use this by taking the escalator here and then just click on the picture file, then you have them here. So let's go back here a few more there and go in here. Then you have the develop, and develop is also editing, because if I press here develop, then you will see the screen get split up in two. Here you have over here the modification tools, and here you have the picture. Down here you have the listing as you had in view, and here you can see under the one called tune, I can go in and look at the general settings in regards to exposure. I can go in and look at contrast, saturations, vibrance, clarity, and so on. I can go in and look at white balance, lighting, and I can adjust them when you're in here. Then when you look at details, when I click at details, you can see here I can go in and look at sharpening. I can go in and look at noise reductions. I can go in and look, and I can make adjustments. Then in geometry, if I go in under here, I can see lens distortions, I can see rotate and straighten, I can see perspective, I can crop my pictures and so on when I'm in here. And then I have repair, and that is meant for red eyes. We all have taken pictures in regards to family and friends, where when we take pictures, certain people just have a tendency to always light up like a deer in a headlight, and you can go in and remove these red eyes, and that makes the picture even better. So you have these three tabs up here when you deal with the right PANE called the organizing PANE. So over here you organize, you update, labeling, and so on. In the left one you find what you want to deal with in regards to folders. Here you can see I went into a folder called imaging, in the left one called folders PANE. So you can see if I click pictures, then it will go in and look at what kind of pictures did I have in here. In regards to public, if there is any pictures, there's none, and so far and so on. So this was a very quick overview in regards to the ACDSee Mac Pro, how it is laid out. Now I want to go in and look how we can import files, how we can make batch updates, and so on. So stay tuned.